You gotta link that to me later.
Yeah, I got you, man. Just like I'll link you the episode of Lie About Nothing. Welcome back, man. Welcome back. I know what you're thinking. Where have these niggas been?
Oh,
listen. We had an internal discussion, and we were trying to figure out if we wanted to keep Trey or not.
That was my fault, y'all. Honestly, it makes sense.
It was a lot. We went through like a third party, but an investigation.
They're gone now.
Yeah, you know what happens when like creators get a little bit of money? There's always turmoil within the group.
I didn't want to come to this, but after our sponsors gave us that last, huge bonus, I didn't know what to do with myself.
Oh, you guys got a bonus?
No.
But I mean, you gotta talk.
What sponsor?
What sponsor? You gotta talk into being.
What is it?
Manifest.
Nah, none of that. Yeah, ultimately we decided to keep him because he has a deep voice, and we need that.
Oh yeah,
we need that for the ladies.
It appeals to the crowd.
It appeals to the crowd, so we kept him.
How's the effect?
We kept him. Yeah. JK, we're just being adults. We have shit to do. We're just busy. We've just been busy for the last couple of weeks, so we just haven't had time. Life is life, and for sure. Hella facts. So we've been away, and if you listen to this podcast, first of all, thanks. Second of all, if you listen to this podcast and you care to know what's going on, I think I did post something on YouTube and on our Instagram, like last weekend. So yeah, and I always say, if we're ever gone for a couple of weeks and nothing else that happens, it's just life. I always say this.
That's true.
I've said this before. I'm sure no one remembers, but I mean, of the handful of people that listen and care, we appreciate you.
That's life.
Yeah.
That's life.
But we bike and we're full effect. Today I kind of just wanted to catch up, kind of get like a little state of the union. We've been gone for a while, so unfortunately we're going to talk about some adult stuff today. I know. Relax. I get it.
Brother,
I know.
this guy stinks.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's amazing. I approve.
That's the best.
I'm sorry. I had to.
It's the best one yet.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
That's great.
I know. We got to talk about some adult stuff, but it's politics. Trey loves politics.
I do love this. This is true.
And it'd be disingenuous to act like politics isn't running.
It's happening a lot right now. It's happening a lot right now.
Yeah.
I really hope y'all like being American and actually being like what one could call patriotic at least.
Yeah.
See,
he already started. We
just saying.
So
sorry. Continue.
Yeah.
My beef.
But I also kind of want to connect this to how politics infiltrate our relationships as people.
As they should.
Just a little bit.
They should.
Just a little bit.
They should. You should care about the politics.
Not too much.
Partner
though.
that you are getting with. You should. We'll explain why.
But first,
I'll argue later.
A word from our sponsors.
But first, Momo's here. Thanks for coming.
Hey, friends.
I miss you so much. I have been thinking about you, and I will tell you why. I was at a conference like a couple weeks ago, and in Hallandale, I was at the Diplomat. Victor built it.
I didn't. Not me.
it?
Not me
With his own
personally.
hands. Yeah.
The construction company built it.
So you built it.
Yeah.
I was I was at the Diplomat. I was at a conference, and they had for entertainment. They had this dude who's a mentalist.
Ooh, that's fun.
People could read your mind, kind of make you think what what they want you to think.
Was it Joshua Seth?
No, I don't think so.
Was it?
Some old white dude with
Never mind.
Because there is a mentalist
been on,
by the
like,
name of
TV.
Joshua Seth who he's done some stuff in South Florida, and he also happens to be the original voice for Ty from Digimon.
What?
Whoa!
That's kind of fire.
That dusty old voice.
Joshua Seth, American voice actor and comedian. Oh yeah, look at that. He was.
I need this.
But that is not
I need this.
that is not him, unfortunately. The dude I had was also on like the Tonight shows and stuff like that. So he's made his appearances. And he's doing a bit and he's looking for a random person in the crowd. And I put my hand up because it was cool and I was drinking. So it wasn't in my right mind.
Here we go.
But one of the things he told me to do, and I'll show you the video. I have the whole video. I'll show it to you afterwards.
You got mentalized.
It's like 6 minutes. Actually like 8, but I cut it down to 6. I did get mentalized.
You got mentalized.
It me up so bad. So he asked me to write down the phone number of someone you know. And you have to think about their face and that's associated with someone. And
is that why I've been getting phone calls?
I only remember a handful of numbers. And of those numbers, yours is that number. Yours is that number.
I've never changed my number
since like middle school.
Me neither, actually. FX, dang.
I will never forget your phone number. Always. Because now it's in my mind. It's like a sequence. So I'll never forget it. That and my dad's old number, but he got hacked, so he had to change numbers. And I don't remember the new one. But I remember yours, my brother's, and my mom's. At first, I thought about yours, but I'm like, no, that's too easy because I've known it for so long. My brother's kind of brand new to me to remember. So I chose my brother's number. And long story short, he predicted the number and my brother's name. But he couldn't pronounce the name because it's a Haitian name. It's a French name. It's a French name and it's spelled weird, but he got the letters correct. He's like, this is an odd name. He's like, you have an odd name. I'm like, I do. He's like, your brother's name starts with an S. I'm like, it does. It's like, there's like a G, an N. I'm like, yes, there is. So what's your brother's name? And I told him my brother's name. And he's like, is this the number? He gave me the last 4 digits in that. Turned around my board and it was the last 4 digits.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Crazy. I'm like, there's no way he could have predicted that name. It's a weird ass French name.
He got mentalized.
I got mentalized. I believe. I believe now. But also, Holy Ghost cover me because the devil's work. For Caribbean.
Have you guys ever been to a hypnotist show or mentalist show?
No, I'm scared.
I remember.
I'm very impressionable and very scared.
Been to a few.
I've only been to one all the way back when I was going to FAU.
FAU.
Yeah. And what was Najib having
Into the Mac.
That's right.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Najib. Yeah, that's the one. That's the only one I ever remember going to. But that was enough for me to be like, oh, these motherfuckers.
And then there was that one girl where he told, here's like a dead phone. You're watching Harry Potter movies.
Dude.
And she sat there the whole time on stage.
She was going through. She was going through the fields. Like,
wait, she was watching Harry Potter on the
dead phone? Harry Potter.
On a dead phone, just on stage.
Just because he said this?
Yeah, it was more of a hypnotize.
Yeah, it was a hypnotist. It wasn't a mentalist. It was a hypnotist.
More a hypnotist than a mentalist.
He made some girl imagine that someone who was walking from the back room was just it wasn't actually anyone. She was imagining that Justin Bieber was walking from the back of the room closer to the stage.
And then
it wasn't even anyone there.
He designated someone as Justin
Bieber. To actually be Justin Bieber.
Was she like screaming?
Bro, she lost everything she's ever thought of ever. Like, it was insane.
You see why I don't go? I'm not comfortable giving someone that much
power,
autonomy over my own
mind.
I don't like it.
Yeah, no, dude, she was fully enthralled. Like, she was at the concert. Bieber himself was there, and everyone was just watching it happen. That was insane to watch. But yeah, they mentalized you.
Listen, the mentalist dudes are correct. He asked me too, like, Chris, did you change your mind? And I'm like, no, because I changed my mind like 3 times. He's like, you didn't change your mind? I'm like, no. He's like, because I feel like he felt like I changed my mind. And I'm like, how does he know I even changed my mind? I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But that's why I was thinking about you, because I'm like, man, I remember Momo's number and I'll never forget it.
Did he ask you your name, age, and
No.
Social security?
No, none of that. Nothing crazy like that. He wasn't going to get that from me. Probably out of my cold, dark hands. Okay. Momo, how are you, man? How's life?
I'm good. Life has been life.
You've been the big sports girl lately.
I have. My boys brought home a little cool cup. Very fancy.
Its name is Stanley.
His name is Stanley.
Whoa. Oh my God. That's fair.
It was great. Very
How'd
happy.
you get into being a sports girl? Because didn't you go to a baseball game too?
I did go to a baseball game. Didn't like that.
Too long. Hot.
baseball's boring.
Boring. I think, it is for some people, not me. I liked all of the little shenanigans that happened during a baseball game.
Yeah,
the actual baseball, I was like, I think we got there like the second inning and we stayed for the whole game.
Yeah.
And I'm like mind-numbingly bored.
Yeah.
But it was okay because it was Billy the Marlin's birthday. And he had all of his mascot homies. So my boy Stanley the Panther was there. And Bernie
that goes hard, actually.
of like the Heat.
Yeah.
And they were all there to celebrate Billy's birthday, and they were like running around and playing, and like anytime they were there, I'm like, oh my God, that's my best friend.
Yeah, nice.
But like the actual like game kept getting in the way.
Yeah. The entertainment. Yeah.
So not really like a baseball girl. Basketball's fun to watch. I like basketball.
Basketball's cool.
Basketball is fun.
It's Olympic time.
I've been to one basketball game. Yes,
Olympics
Only
are
one?
fun.
only one. I've
Well,
been to a couple soccer games and a couple of football games.
have not watched those live. No.
Let's do a football game. I plan on going to the Patriots game, Miami Dolphins versus Patriots. That's at home.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
We should go to the Patriots game.
Yeah, man. Let's make a plan.
I
for
want to
that.
see
That'd
Mike
be nice.
McDaniel.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel's cool.
That's it. I don't
No,
want to see the
so-
players.
Yeah.
No more baseball for you?
Maybe,
I like
maybe
that
not.
it's an affordable sport.
True.
I just don't.
Well, I mean, it's the...
Yeah, I learned. I didn't. Where are their fans?
What fans?
Like
Oh,
everyone kept cheering for the
that's
Mets. So like I felt like that.
Oh, Marlins?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not a big fan.
I've
Yeah,
not
but
heard.
also keep in mind,
much.
where are the Mets from?
Oh yeah, I know.
Where
Their
are they
fans are
from? I don't
here.
know
From New York.
New York.
Oh, I know nothing.
New
Yeah,
York.
and-
baseball.
Who lives in Florida?
Yeah, no.
All the
thanks.
Northerners.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So
That's hilarious.
There was a Dodgers game
They've
a
infiltrated.
couple weeks ago that had a Hollow Live night
yes,
Oh.
yes,
So it was-
for
taken over by VTubers.
Oh
Hilarious.
my god, how did
And
that go?
It went.
it was for Anime Expo.
Wait, is
It
that
was,
where
like,
the
same
video
time.
of
They
on
were-
the screen? It was the video.
They went crazy.
They gave away little like photo cards.
That's
all the
amazing.
regular Dodgers fans went to social media. They were like, "Thank you for bringing life to the stadium."
Aww,
Because
that's cute.
a bunch of people showed
That's
up
amazing, actually.
because there because there was
Anime
exclusive
girl.
merch.
Yeah,
yeah, that the markup was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's Twitch streamers
That
must
sold
have
out
been there. It's insane.
immediately.
Oh my
bet.
god, I
Fine.
can imagine. Actually, yeah.
That's fine.
I'd like more stadium events for
Fucking
gamers.
weebs.
Actually, I wouldn't mind. I'd go to more. I'd go to some stadium events. if
What
there's
about,
huge weeb events?
What about wrestling? Would you guys go to a live
I,
wrestling?
That
I
would-
I would
have
love
been to a live wrestling.
I've never been.
Like one of the big wrestling
Yeah, it
shows.
was
Yeah, dude.
SmackDown.
Ooh, okay.
Going to Raw. My friend's coming down. He bought me a ticket.
Nice.
Oh,
So-
for August 19th at Sunrise?
Yes.
Summer series?
I'm going.
Oh,
No, August 19th. It's a live Raw.
It was just
Monday
like,
Night Raw.
Just live taping Monday Night Raw. That's
So
dope.
shit's bound to happen.
That's dope.
That's intriguing.
Yeah.
It's at the Panther Stadium.
yes.
Oh, it's at your home.
You
My
don't
home.
you don't necessarily need like good seats. You can get like seats for like $55
They have
At
the
a-
giant freaking TV.
at a decent thing, but you mainly go for like the energy of the crowd. Like a wrestling crowd is nuts.
Yes.
You know what's funny? Maybe I told the story before on this podcast, but I'm a geriatric, so I can't remember.
You should drop out.
I I used to work at a hockey stadium, and I used to work changeover, and we would change the hockey stadium to a concert hall,
Jeez.
to like a stadium,
I've always wanted to see that
to
happen.
Monster Jam.
Monster Jam,
Yeah.
and,
Monster Jam.
Yeah, I would love to see that
and
happen.
to a wrestling ring. We actually had one, and it was in Fort Myers. We actually had a match there. I think they were doing some sort of tour, but I saw Roman Reigns
Oh,
Yeah.
like backstage.
so
Tribal
handsome.
chief.
Yeah, big dude, really tall.
Well, yeah, he's
Yeah.
Samoan.
He's Samoan.
Yeah, he's huge.
They
I didn't
swole.
realize he was that
They
big.
swole.
It doesn't look that big on TV.
What do you mean?
They swole.
Yeah.
It's not even swole. Samoans are huge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but
big
he's
people.
standing next to other Samoans.
Yeah, Samoans are fucking
man.
large.
So if anything,
sure.
I want to see like the process of how they change that to like the wrestling.
I would love to see that.
If I had a
That's
little
awesome.
inside look, that'd be dope. I'm like, I remember doing that. A heavy ass glass. I
Well,
remember.
August 19th. It's a Monday.
Maybe I'll sneak in.
Starts at 7:30 at the Sunrise Stadium.
You're doing it for me. You're doing it for me.
Your
Text
promo.
me.
Nice
Text me this
promo.
after, bro. I'm trying to go. That's I guess sounds fun. I'd like to go.
This is something fun.
SummerSlam is this Saturday, by the way.
Nice. Listen, Momo, I'm glad you're becoming a sports girl. I'm glad that you're into it. If I go to a soccer game, I'll invite you. We'll go
Oh.
see like Miami FC or something, since it's the closest, unfortunately. But yeah,
I'm
that'd be
down.
dope.
I'm
Yeah.
down for a
Soccer
sports
games are
adventure.
fun. Yeah, soccer games are fun. We have producer Praxi in the back. How you doing, producer? Appreciate you. Make sure everything's working and
Blessed.
all up and all up to date.
Praxi the intern.
Yeah, Praxi. I'm not gonna lie, you can't expect a check from me for this one,
That's
but
it. Sorry.
yeah. Edward, how are you, bud?
Man, that has been one of the most difficult
Yeah.
questions I have ever
know.
been asked. I used to be pretty good at giving a solid, decent answer to it, but now every single time someone asks me, I be going through some existential crisis.
You know how I know you're lying?
Breathing it back.
It started pretty bad.
Yeah.
Talking to the mic?
My bad. I'm talking again. No worries. I don't even know. I'm all right, man. I'll stay there.
Oh.
I'm all right.
It's Cap.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I don't really know how much to talk to people about sometimes, I've realized.
Yeah.
I think that's also something I've been going through recently is like I don't really know how much to talk to people about. I don't really know when I'm oversharing or when I'm saying too much or when I'm talking too much. Or yeah, I think I'm losing trust and like confidence in my voice a little bit. So I'm going through that.
Interesting. Is your mic orientated correctly?
Let's find out.
I could hear you now. I could hear that.
Hello. I'm talking
Go back around
the mic right now.
There.
All right, right there. Yeah.
This is the spot.
Never mind, you had it right. Okay.
Turning
My
it a little
bad.
bit. Now we're on it.
That's me. All right, you good.
Excellent.
You good. So you said you're okay.
Surface level answer.
Surface level. Yeah.
I'm gonna give surface level okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
You can't
not,
divulge too much.
Yeah, I'm not in dire straits myself.
Right.
Like physically, I don't think I'm degrading or anything. Physically, yeah, man, I'll sit there and let people ask me directly if they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Life.
Victorino.
Hello.
Talk to me, big dog.
Hi.
How you doing?
How you been?
Appreciate you building the diplomat.
Did you enjoy it?
Fantastic.
How were the amenities?
Really good. Expensive though.
Up to standard.
I went to the
or-
bar and I paid $20 for a Woodford Reserve neat. And I wish I didn't pay for that Woodford Reserve. It's gross.
Yeah,
I should have got the Johnny Black label.
You personally paid for it, or the company paid for it?
No, I paid for it.
Why would you do that?
Because I don't have a company card.
So
What
expensive.
you mean so?
Do you have Concur?
They gave They gave me money for the thing.
Okay. Why
So
did
I
you
paid
do that?
for it. Because it's in my account. I don't know how to answer this.
So they
question.
gave you money for it. Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it was
yeah.
on company money.
Yeah.
So what do
well,
you
not
care?
company money. They paid me. It's not like I had the card. You feel me? It was still my
It's
money,
the
but they
same
just paid me.
expense.
No, they gave you the funds. So who cares?
Yeah, it's
Company
fine.
money.
As
fine.
a finance girly, it's
fine.
the company money.
Yeah, it's company money.
But they paid me is what I'm saying. It's like regular pay plus this is for the thing. You feel me?
Regular pay. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I'm just saying it wasn't like on a separate card.
Yeah,
It
what
says
was
like
your
company.
What was your per diem for that event?
I forget. It wasn't that much. We were only there for a couple days.
Probably federal rate. What is it, $67 a
Something
day?
like that. I don't remember.
Florida.
It's on a sheet somewhere. I don't know.
Here's my company.
Oh,
I might have to blur that out. No, I'm joking.
True. I'm
oh man.
You have no idea what it's been
well.
a
Hold
tough
on.
one.
There's a backstory. I'm good.
Okay.
On the surface, you see a placid pool of tranquility, but on the inside rages a war
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
of the digestive kind.
That makes so much. I feel you.
So for lunch, there was a new hot chicken place that opened up near my office.
Sounds good.
It was called Hangry Joe's Hot Chicken.
I don't know about that one.
Hangry Joe's.
And I was looking, I was like, the menu looked good. Their sandwiches looked good. They had chicken and waffles. Their waffles were made with funnel cake batter. I was like,
I'm sorry, where is this?
Oh.
Just one more time. Where was this?
all right.
I'm just curious.
This isn't Fort Lauderdale.
I'm asking for a friend. Oh, okay.
I'm the friend.
Yes.
So I
yes.
so I was like, all right, let me judge this place. I ordered the hot chicken sandwich. And then they asked for your level of spiciness. I'm like,
That's fun.
and I'm like, in my hubris, I was like, all right, let me order the hangry hot.
Here we
How
go.
you got New York in so fast?
I don't
Right?
know, but
Let me order.
Let me order the hangry.
Shop hot chicken cheese.
Let me order the hangry hot because I want to gauge this place whether it's like
actual
spicy or
Yeah.
like white people spicy.
Colonial
what you mean.
spicy.
And again, in my hubris, when I went to go order, there was a warning: extremely hot,
Cap.
non-refundable. I'm
Cap.
like,
I'm Filipino. Cap.
bro, I'm Southeast Asian.
Yeah. Cap. Yeah.
So I was like, I bet.
Party foul.
So I went to when I placed the order, and then when I went to go pick it up, I pull up to the restaurant. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a 5-minute walk. And I pull up, and then the second I knew I fucked up is when I pulled up. The restaurant was there. You can see I'm still sniffling. I looked at the window of the restaurant and they had a halal sticker.
What?
Like the food is rated halal with like Arabic writing.
It's over for you, big dog.
And I was like, oh no.
It's over for you.
Oh no. And then I walked in.
He spiced himself.
And I'm like,
nation.
I don't want a profile or anything like that. But when I walked in, the guy that was running the counter was Arabic. And I was like, oh no.
So the food's good, guys.
I was like, oh no.
We need to get there.
Yeah,
I was like, brother,
Brother,
Did you go up to Marhaba?
Marhaba.
I was like,
Habibi.
Assalamu alaikum. Will this chicken send me to Allah?
My friend. We'll be 8th person today to find out, at least.
Alhamdulillah.
And he's like, all right, bet. One thing I really did like about the place, I got the chicken sandwich, blah, blah, blah. And on the menu, one of their options for a drink was Sunny D. I was like, bet.
Yeah. Cap.
So I got it. I took it back to the office and I opened the goods. I smelled it. It smelled great. Fantastic.
Could you see the heat radiating from
No,
the bag,
it's like, I have a picture.
Okay.
Nice.
You guys can judge for yourself. But
That's exciting.
I was like, this is a good looking sandwich. I took a bite and the chicken was really good. And it was a chicken, big ass, like 8-ounce chicken breast.
Perfect.
Spilling
hot
over
chicken.
the sides.
Yeah.
Past
Got
the
to.
bread. Yeah.
With pickles and coleslaw.
That sounds good.
Okay.
I might get that.
I took the
tonight.
bite. It tasted really good.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh, it's not.
And then.
And then it.
Yeah.
Knocked them right out.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you thought?
Yeah.
Give you a false sense of security.
Of course. It lures you in a little bit, gives you the flavor, and then it reminds you this is for the culture.
And
Oh, yes.
I shit you not. This was some of the hottest goddamn hot chicken sandwich I've ever had. Like it was, I was like, oh, it's really hot. But then I got about halfway.
Yeah, these are the good sandwiches.
Yeah.
I got about halfway through the sandwich.
That's the good sandwiches.
I got about halfway through the sandwich before it was so painful that I was involuntarily crying.
Oh.
Were you sweating?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Got to sweat.
Sweating, crying.
The whole body
heart beating
involuntarily
fast.
crying. It was done.
Fantastic.
So I'm like, I cannot finish this or else I will
You'll
actually
die?
go to the hospital.
Literally die.
So I packed it up and I saved it for later.
God.
But
Will later ever come.
it was, the problem is that chicken protrusion on the end, I bit into that first.
That by itself is just.
And I went like this.
What have you
and it
done?
went all over my lips.
That's why your lips are red right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
My man's still recovering.
chemical burns.
Was
on
that
my lips.
today or yesterday?
That
But
was this today for
right?
lunch.
Okay, yeah. Man's still healing. Okay.
So tomorrow I'm gonna have the the rematch.
It's really going to be like a 4-day endeavor for you, brother.
The rematch when I have to see it again.
The bell's gonna ring.
It's just round 2, brother. Round 3 and 4 are going to be intense. Good luck after.
It was really hot.
The bell's gonna ring. Ding, ding.
Like it was really. I cut off pieces too for people to try in the office.
Yeah.
Because we have a few people in the office that are like, I love spicy food. They always order like the spiciest level at like Thai restaurants and whatnot. And one of my coworkers did that, and he got a little piece like this, put it in his mouth, chewed it. He's like, oh, it's not that bad. And then 5 seconds later, he's like, oh fuck, that's fucking spicy. Yeah,
Dying.
it was my hubris.
Tough day.
Yeah, nah, dude. I'm good.
There's another lesson in humility.
Tough day at the office.
I'm good.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Tough day
I'm
at the
proud
office.
that you
Yeah,
survived. I'm glad that you are here to tell the tale of this. And
It was,
warn us of the dangers.
but it was really good. So if
I'm
I
sure.
ordered it at a reasonable heat level,
I'm sure.
I would have been like, I'm coming back.
I believe you.
I mean, I'm still gonna go back and
Nice.
actually order.
We'll plan a time.
like a human level of a space.
Bring milk.
Yeah, bring milk.
Bring milk.
Yeah.
The title of this episode is "We Went to Go Get Milk."
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's why we've been gone, but we came back. Unlike some of the fathers, we came back.
And how are you, Chris?
Me,
I have to ask. Actually, elaborate later. Never mind. Continue.
No one's okay.
life is difficult because as a guy, There are things that you have to think about, like as you get older, and it comes time to think about, maybe I should start a family, or maybe I should start this or start that, just for future sake. For when you start working, you start thinking about retirement immediately, and you start planning for it. You start planning around it, things that you want, things that you want to set up, that you want. You want to plan your future ahead of time and have
in
a
the
vision.
legacy thought process.
Yeah, and have a vision for what you want. And as you move forward, you just work towards that vision until you get there. So I'm in that process right now, where I'm trying to create a concrete vision to get me to where I want to be. Because in my life, there are many things that I want. How I get them or how I get there is like determined on my decisions. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like in a decision making phase right now. Mm-hmm. That's what heavy. It feels like. Yeah, it's a lot. Because I always feel like I need to do one. I have the curse of Jack. Because I know so many things. I could do so many things, but I'm not a master in any of them. I just want to do a bunch of things and just get to learn this, learn that, learn that, learn that. But then there's no direction is the cost of that. So I'm just trying to find a direction right now. So I'm not necessarily sad, but I've changed things in my life. I've limited social media. I've gone to sleep at a more reasonable time, not like 2 a.m. anymore.
2 a.m.
It's a very normal time for sleeping.
Yeah, it is.
I'm trying not to eat as late. I've gotten like pre-made meals from this place in Wellington. Is really good. So I just stack up on those so I don't spend a bunch of money on fast food. I'm probably going to end up at Chick-fil-A today, though.
Why don't you just cook?
Huh?
Why don't you cook?
Hell no.
What do you mean, hell no?
I don't want to cook.
Why?
I hate people who tell me to cook. I don't want to cook. I don't want to cook.
You'll save so much money just cooking at home.
I save money by not buying stuff from outside. That's how I save money. I don't want to cook at home. There are other things I could do besides cook at home.
You just don't want to allocate the time?
It's so much time.
It is a lot of time.
It's so much time.
It can be a lot of time. It depends on how you cook. If you're cooking an hour a day.
So it doesn't feel like it's a lot of time.
It's not a lot of time. It's like 15, 20 minutes.
Cap.
Depends on what you're cooking.
Big cap.
If you plan your meals.
Exactly.
You have to have the time to 20 plan.
Minutes. Exactly. No. I hired a company to plan for me.
Okay. And that costs money.
Some people will pay for convenience.
Your planning is once.
Wrong. And groceries are expensive.
Groceries are more expensive than eating out.
I just told you I don't eat out.
Okay.
I already bought my food. $50, 8 meals for a week.
You can do that half the money.
Cap.
No
way. Bet. Where are you shopping where $40 to give you 8 meals?
I'm intrigued.
That are healthy.
I want to learn.
Bet.
Where?
I'm excited to see.
Anywhere.
Oh my God.
Your wholesale.
Super
Costco.
duper cap.
Costco, BJ's. You have to buy in.
2 things at Costco go $40.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
You buy in bulk. That way you have the ingredients.
I love
you
Costco.
You money for a reason. You're a different bracket. My bad.
I love
How
Costco.
is it?
You're in a different bracket.
This is pinching pennies.
You're in a different bracket.
It's not a different bracket. I learned this when I was dirt poor.
I'm so sorry. My bad. My bad. The economy is so much better for you.
Yeah, we're gonna have a shopping episode.
$40 gets me 8 meals. Where?
We're gonna have a shopping episode.
Anywhere
I can shop at Walmart and won't make 8 meals of $40. What are you talking about?
I'm entertained.
I want you to put it together.
Bet.
Put it together and send it to me.
Oh my God, that's so fun.
Bet.
I want to see.
I got you.
Put it together.
Next week, I got you.
Victor's making a meal plan.
I'm so bro. Thank you, honestly. Like,
Vic said, "Give me the $50."
I personally need the meal plan. So this is good for me also.
$40.
This is light work, easy shit. You just don't want to put the effort into it.
I don't want to put in the work because I have other things to do.
I don't.
My time is better used elsewhere.
I think your time is not. There's nothing more important than your health.
That's true.
That's why you should put time to it.
That's why I buy healthier foods.
That's cap.
Damn, touche.
All of that meal plan shit does not work.
The counter.
You just told me the meal plan.
Does it?
Yeah, that you make on your own.
Counter.
It doesn't matter how I make it or how I get it.
Counter.
As long as it's not fast food, it's healthier for me.
Possibly, maybe. America. Capitalism.
That's the idea. Is to not buy food outside all the time.
I mean, maybe
that was the idea.
Possibly.
Then why don't you buy food for yourself? I don't understand.
Just someone else made it
for yourself,
and then just make it yourself.
No, I don't want to make it myself.
Oh, but the wand. Objective.
I don't want to make it myself. That's it. You can cook. You've been doing this. This is
Anybody
you.
can cook.
This is you.
Anybody can cook.
I don't want to hear that from you.
That's subjective.
Anybody
I don't want
can
to hear that
cook.
because I'm not making that shit you made from when we went to Rikers barbecue thing.
That's not the same as
That's
meal.
different.
That's not the same as meal
But
planning.
I'm saying you be cooking.
He do be cooking.
That's besides the point.
He is
That's
a
not
mild
besides
chef.
the point.
He's really
Because
good.
you be cooking. You find joy in this. I do
He's
not.
really good at it.
That's besides the point. You have an air fryer.
Sure.
You have a
He
rice
does.
cooker.
No.
That's true. He does. I thought
No.
he did.
Haitians don't have rice cookers.
You have a pan and a
Racist.
fucking stove.
For sure.
Okay.
That's fair.
I'm not spending time making rice.
God damn it.
You can do other things while it cooks.
That's true.
Yeah. It's multi.
Oh, and then I fuck around and burn it because I'm focused on something else.
If you have a rice cooker, it'll stop cooking when it's done.
I think you're just making up excuses.
I appreciate the concern, but I'm not going to cook.
Excuses.
Okay.
It's not an excuse. It's
an
an alternative
excuse.
view.
No, it's an excuse. I got you. You got it, dog. You go ahead.
It's an alternative view.
Nah.
Don't you want to cook
It's all
for your
yours. You can
kiddos
cook,
one day?
No.
Ah!
I don't want to cook for my kids one day.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not going to be the one that cooks.
Both my parents cooked. I liked.
If I have to cook, sure.
Okay, so the kids won't starve.
No.
I was concerned.
The kids won't starve.
They might starve.
No, I just don't want to cook. I don't understand why this is.
He's gonna teach the kids
This feels like
how to
I'm
cook.
stabbing Victor in the heart.
No, it's just a big pet peeve of mine in our generation, especially right now, where people are just too complacent and just pay for everything else that they don't want to do.
I love this.
Where it's a simple thing that you can
So
learn in like a day or two and save so much more money in the long run.
That's true.
Here's the thing. There are many things I can learn. Anyone can say that about anything. I can tell somebody you can learn to fix that on your car.
That's
on your
just
own.
that's the exact point I said about
But
cooking.
Here's what I'm telling you. I can tell anyone they can learn something, but if someone finds that it better serves them to get someone else to do it so they could do something else that they feel is more important to them, what does it matter?
What is more important than nourishment?
It doesn't matter what's more important than nourishment. It's more important to that person. And that's more important to you,
I guess it's philosophy.
which is fine. People are different. You should accept that.
Not politics. Philosophy.
I don't think nourishment and cooking is not universal.
Healthcare philosophy.
Cooking doesn't make life better.
Nani? All right,
It
that's
doesn't make,
questionable.
like,
that
being
one
able-
I'll debate.
You no listen.
So how did we get here?
Listen.
How did we get here? How did we get? Hold on. Hold up.
Hold on.
How did we get here? Hold on. How did we get here? How did we get here? How
You're
did?
not gonna let me explain.
Let me see. Hold on.
Cooking, you cooking is not the thing that's gonna make your life better.
I'm intrigued.
Okay, so
So
let me
eating. So hold on.
let me know
So
what
eating
meal
better-
plans did the Neanderthals and cavemans have.
So eating better is going to make your life better. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to cook it.
It goes hand in hand, my dude.
It does not.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
I just told you it doesn't because I'm buying the healthy food
how.
that is made.
I'm just saying, in history, how did we get here? How did the cavemans? How did
What
the
does
pilgrims?
history have
How
to
did
do
the
about
Indians? How did settlers? What meal plans did they have?
Niggas died and found out. What do you mean? I don't understand what you're getting at.
What do you mean they died and find out? What does that mean?
They ate some shit they shouldn't have eaten and died. Oh, we shouldn't eat that. Or we can't make that. Or we can't get that. And then we evolved.
You know how we evolved? Because they learned and they cooked.
You know who else cooks? Ideal Nutrition and Wellington.
I feel like
you're
from
trapped, dog.
my perspective,
You're trapped as a consumer.
I'm
Mom
not
and
saying
Dad.
I never cook. I just don't like to cook.
I get both. Like I was
don't
recently
understand the
looking at
issue.
meal plans, like the nutrition meal plans, because I don't mind cooking. A grocery shop, I'll cook, I'll meal plan, but sometimes I get tired of the meals that I come up with, and it takes some time to look up new ones. And then I was like, oh, let me just have some like healthy meals in the fridge. I didn't buy it because paying the $50, I was like a little hesitant on, but it's nice because sometimes I get really like decision fatigued when I'm like starving and I'll go like a whole day without eating properly. And then I'll end up binging or like eating something
or buy fast food.
or eating fast food just because it's like convenient because I didn't like meal prep like the week before or like the night before. Or if I'm like starved, I don't want to go to a grocery store to buy things because, you know, don't go shopping when you're hungry.
Yeah,
So
I've heard.
I get it. Yes, it's easy to do. I like feeding people. I'm not going to feed myself. I like cooking for other people. But like, I get it. You should learn how to cook for like life skills. If you know how to cook, then I'm like less concerned. I understand not wanting. Some people don't like cooking. But I think that's because maybe you don't love your kitchen. Maybe redecorate the kitchen.
I have cooked. I have tried to meal prep myself, which is why I know I don't like to do it. I have done it. I have been through this. So I've decided this is what I like to do better. I'll just get the meals pre-made, put them away, and then eat them when the time is right. If one day I decide to cook, things won't be different. I'll cook that day.
I just don't
getting the meals isn't like an issue.
I just don't think you've optimized the planning and the thought out and the execution.
You can keep it, but you can optimize.
It takes like literally an hour on like a Sunday afternoon.
You can keep it. You got it. You win. All right. I love food, so I'm all right talking about food. But let's talk about relationships, like this friendship.
I'm an amateur at cooking, so like I'm still learning the basics, and I made crappy meals. I made crappy meals, and then I'm like, all right, I made my attempt.
Not to mention you might fuck up the meal a couple times before you get it right.
A lot. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, that's how you grow as a person.
And now you're wasting the ingredients.
It's not wasting it. You're still gonna eat it.
Maybe if I get it to a professional who knows how to do it already,
you're not wasting it. You still gotta eat it. That's how you grow as a person. That's how you grow as a person. Even the basic skills. That's all you need. You put a rice cooker. You press a fucking button, dog.
Or you learn how to make rice in the pot.
You take chicken. Yeah, that you still put the rice in. You press a button. And then you like steam vegetables, very basic.
We're agreeing with each other. We just don't know it.
You like, no.
We are. We're agreeing with each other.
My point is, you should.
I didn't disagree that you should know how to cook.
That's not what I said. I said you should just do your meal plan because it's a lot easier.
No, you're telling me to take time to cook it and make everything in a day.
Time. It's not time.
You just told me it takes an hour. That's time. That's literally time.
My
watch says hours.
An hour for the whole week. How is that? How is it in terms of time committed to the payout? That is ridiculously low.
But you just said it doesn't take time. It takes time.
That's not.
It doesn't matter.
You know that's not what I meant. I meant it doesn't take that long.
And I can spend an hour editing.
Okay.
I can spend an hour cooking and an hour editing. Which one feels better to me?
You see why we need the intern?
That's all I'm saying. Which one feels better to me? Sure. I'm not saying no one else needs to know how to cook. You know what? You should know how to cook.
What do you think? Do you meal prep?
I actually like cooking.
I just don't. Thank you.
But
he likes to cook.
But do you meal prep?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Shots fired.
Fire.
I'm getting lazy though.
Also, fire.
Well, like I don't know. Like I feel like you don't enjoy the cooking process.
I do not.
And that's okay. It's not for everybody.
That's life. That's all I'm saying.
Throughout my time learning how to cook, I've gotten pretty good at cooking.
Fire.
I can fry things. I can bake things.
Fire.
I don't burn shit no more.
Fire.
That's important.
In the process of learning how to do that,
I
learned to enjoy the process.
That's a wonderful skill to have.
And it was great. And when I was like really on top of my shit, when I was meal prepping, I like lost like 20 pounds.
You him
in like three months.
And you look good.
Yeah.
You do, brother.
Dress look healthy and everything.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe you just don't like the cooking.
My brother in Christ, I just don't like the process of cooking. That's it.
But I do agree with Vic that you just.
I agreed with him too. He just doesn't think I agree with him.
It's less time in a week if you
sure, an hour. Sure.
And it's food that you know that it's good for you because you got it yourself.
Fine, but
and you have the what's it called? Like you have like the know-how that you've done it yourself, and you pat yourself on the back that you did it yourself.
Listen, I'm not above reading an ingredient book and learning something new. I'm not above it. I just don't want to do it. That's it. I just want to do something else.
Okay.
That's it. That's all it is. I just want to do something else.
It's okay.
He's just different.
I be cooking sometimes. Not all the time. I like to dive and get it ready. Different. That's it.
Yo, different.
Man hates differences. I get it.
Yo, different looking self. Looking different over there. What's wrong with you?
I didn't think we were spending so much time with this. I thought you were going to talk more about Trump. Or
Oh, that's easy though. That's the low hanging. That's low hanging fruit, bro.
Brother, this guy stinks.
That guy stinks.
Our new monarch.
It was low hanging fruit, man.
What is democracy?
I didn't want to steal it, man. I just really hope any and everyone who like actually declares themselves to be an American doesn't vote for him, because like he's extraordinarily un-American. He's very fascist. He's very racist. He's very sexist. He's very classist. He's very misogynist. He's very for the patriarchy. He wants police to have full immunity. He wants to have immunity. Like this is every dystopian novel, like ever, rolled in one. He's actively doing it. This is literally Hitler's playbook. He's quoted Hitler. He quotes Putin. He quotes Xi. Like he quotes them. He quotes the people.
That's his man's.
That have been quote unquote declared our enemies, declared fascist dictators and rulers. Like, I don't know. It's just interesting hearing the quote unquote patriotic.
Let me ask you a question.
Do that.
Do you think like the current political climate is like affecting people's daily lives?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's
like directly.
It always is and always has been. It always has been, and people don't realize that. It is always affecting our daily lives, and only because people ignore a lot of the macro view, they don't think that politics will affect their daily life. But anytime you are in an area that has higher radiation or pollution, that's politics. Anytime you're in an area that has a gated community of mostly white people on one side, a non-gated community of higher rates of crime, higher rates of black people being arrested, higher rates of drug, higher rates of lack of access to food, higher rates of lack of access to good education or proper funding towards that education. That's all politics. Like anyone who says, well, I'm not really into politics. Okay, then you're choosing to utilize the privilege of not having to care about it. But in reality, any and every issue we're going through is the politics of society.
Do you think people feel like their votes aren't going to matter?
Everyone does.
I think that's just like the nature of the beast of like voting in America. Like electoral colleges. And
Right.
Electoral college trash.
Because isn't the vote like, I'm probably wrong, but isn't the vote kind of like us telling electoral college, hey, this is what we want.
This is what we would prefer. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a suggestion, really.
Yeah,
vote.
It's like a suggestion box.
That's all it is. It's a suggestion box.
What is it?
And then essentially they're like, but
they can completely ignore us. The electoral college can completely ignore.
Who's in that college? Do they got degrees?
They are supposed to be people very qualified to be there, but a lot of times you could just buy your way into those positions. A lot of times you could just nepotism your way into those positions. A lot of times you can, unknowingly, it's who you know. In a country where like only white men were the people you were supposed to know for like most of its history, you get electoral colleges that have usually white men.
This is
having
from
their same families there.
This is from USA.gov. Who is in the electoral college? Each state gets as many electors as it has members of Congress, House and Senate, including Washington, D.C. 3 electors. There are currently 538 electors in all. Oh, each state has different electoral votes.
Yep.
So after you cast your ballot for president, your vote goes to a statewide tally in 48 states and Washington, D.C. Why is that such a distinction? District of Columbia. The winner gets all the electoral votes for that state. Maine and Nebraska assign their electors using a proportional system. Why? A candidate,
states' rights over big government, brother.
True.
South will rise again. States' rights.
A candidate needs the vote of at least 270 electors, more than half of all electors, to win the presidential election. In most cases, the projected winner is announced on election night in November after you vote, but the actual electoral college vote takes place in mid-December when the electors meet in their states. Oh, so whatever they announce on the election night might not actually be the actual thing.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
That's why
that stinks.
That's why we have the situation where the popular vote will be one president over the other.
Right. Just like Hillary won the popular vote last time, but then she lost.
Yep. Right after that, electors are like, oh, that's weird. Anyway, and then they vote.
And then they vote who they want. Hey, man, get out and vote.
Please vote.
Yeah, get out and vote.
Please vote. If you care about like women's rights, you should really like not vote for Trump. If you care about immigrants' rights, you should not vote for Trump. If you care about like, I don't know, black people's rights, you shouldn't vote for Trump. If you care about queer rights, you shouldn't vote for Trump. If you care about like mental health rights, disabilities rights, veterans' rights, you probably shouldn't vote for Trump. If you care about actually voting, you shouldn't vote for Trump. If you care about not having a fascist, you shouldn't vote for Trump. If you care about, like, I don't know, not having rich people own you should probably not vote for Trump. If you care about education, you should not vote for Trump. If you want to know more history, don't vote for Trump. Like, I don't know. It's not even about being like super far left, dude.
What if you don't want to vote for convicted felons?
By God, please do not vote for Trump, bro. If you've ever worried about like sexual harassment, you probably shouldn't vote for the dude brought up on charges of sexual harassment who, quote unquote, grabs women by the pussy. That seems weird to me. As much as people are like, man, locker room talk. I've never grabbed a woman by the pussy, bro. Like, that's weird. That is weird. I don't know how that wasn't the weirdest thing to hear. If you're a Christian, that's weird. If you're like, I don't know, religious at all, that's weird. What are you doing?
I know it seems like we are kind of biased here.
No, it's not even. Bro,
I want you to know that we don't support anyone explicitly.
Vote for you. I support life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, democracy, and equality, bro. Be an American, bro. But be for someone who's not telling you to stop vote. Like, what? He literally said, y'all won't have to vote.
You won't have to vote for you.
Yeah.
That's a fascist. That's a fascist.
Yeah, just do it now. It'll be done.
That's a fascist.
You don't have to do it next time.
We'll get it fixed.
You
won't have to vote in 4 years.
Why do you do that voice so well?
Bro. It blew my mind. I was so angry, bro. Like, that was the most un-American thing to hear. I was so mad, bro. It's mad to be a black person and be more American than these, like, quote unquote people who say they're patriotic. But I'm like, you're a Confederate traitor. You're literally a treasonous bastard. How dare you claim being an American? How dare you claim being a patriot? And annoyingly, actually, I think, never mind. I think they're actually correct for saying they're a patriot. But the problem is they're a patriot for the Confederacy. So like, they're not even American in that regard. They're treasonous bastards actively trying to usurp our entire system of government.
Listen, I know it seems like we're biased here on this.
No, he's a racist, horrible person. Who's actively trying to destroy our country.
Vote for who you want. Do what you want.
Whatever
if you're a Republican, don't vote for the
go
dude
out and
destroying
vote.
the Republic.
Just get it over with. You won't have to vote again in 4 years.
Shout out to Kamala. Yo, she got the little. Actually, I don't know. Did she get the announcement for being the Democratic
Everyone
candidate?
is trying to say it so that
it's kind of a given, but it's not official.
It wasn't official, and everyone's just saying it to make it true.
Yeah.
And the issue is this is a huge failure on the Democratic side, where this is easily a point that the Republicans can just yell at the entire time. The entire run leading up to the election is going to be them saying, y'all like do realize you just forced Kamala into this. You didn't have any actual debates with any other people. You didn't actually look for any other Democratic candidates. I didn't see any major Democratic debates held where they actually got all their policies out. Biden was actually on stage with every other candidate. Like, I think it maybe happened like maybe only once, maybe maybe a second time, but I only remember one debate.
I think this was by design.
Oh no, for sure, 1,000%. They very much so wanted the narrative of black prosecutor, law enforcement person, woman who's totally the mama bear, like mama jama, whatever the F, versus like classic white guy felon. They literally wanted like a mammy versus white man patriarchy. Like, that's what they wanted, and that's the entire running point that the Democrats are going for.
I suppose they'd done it earlier.
I've heard nothing about any of their policy conversations, and the main one I've heard is, I will defend Israel, and then after that, we'll rule America. Wait, what? This is weird. Like, fine, you're doing defend them, but like, what about our country?
I haven't done enough research to have anyone's policies.
Listen, that was the first thing I heard her talking about.
I just know what's his face's policies aren't
I'm
great.
talking about a completely different other country.
Yes, literally. That's what irks me so much. Like, whatever our role over there is going to be, fine. But why was that the first thing she had to talk about? Why was that the first thing she had to come out and publicly say? You know, Biden was like, I'm stepping down. And like, very next interview was also, I swear I'm going to keep supporting Israel. How about you're going to win the election? How about I promise to fix infrastructure, fix the debt, fix Medicare, fix this? None of that was brought up.
Well, to play devil's advocate.
No, boy.
Sure.
I mean,
You have to. You have to.
Do the voice.
You got to. It's okay. My bad, y'all. My bad.
just to play devil's advocate.
Sorry, I'm trying to be an American out here.
The first, I don't understand why that's the first thing she would mention. Again,
I understand why,
but
it's annoying.
Hot button topic right now. Mm-hmm. It could win over some Republicans.
Yeah, it galvanizes everyone.
Stuff like that. And then if she mentions like infrastructure and all that,
no one cares about that
nonsensical, unnecessary things that no one knows about. No,
but that is where.
But a vast majority has not done the research on that.
No,
so they wouldn't. It wouldn't register.
Nope. A lot of people haven't done the research on it. A lot of people are just mad at either candidate for failing on any of those fields without knowing why infrastructure is where it is right now, without knowing why pollution, radiation, why these things are where they are right now. And we just blame the previous candidate, but we don't actually talk about.
So in this case, Trey.
Yes.
Let's say you hate both candidates.
That's true, man.
And don't think either one's fit for office.
That's true.
What advice would you give to these potential voters?
Frustratingly, I am a person who's going to vote for the Democratic platform. I am not voting for Kamala Harris. I'm voting for the Democratic platform because that is what is fighting against Trumpism at the moment and has the greatest chance to defeat Trumpism at the moment. I'm pretty, I don't know if it's a realist.
Project 25.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't know if it's being called pragmatic or a realist, but like, I get what our country is. We forced ourselves into a two-party system.
Which is terrible.
Well, what about the other?
You got the Libertarian Party,
the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever those parties are there, and I'm not saying don't vote for them, but also if you look at like a George Bush versus a Trump, these are very different parties to be battling against. This is a very different conversation against, well, I'm voting against the Republican Party. I'm not going against the Republican Party. There are plenty of Republicans that are like not horrible racist, classist, misogynistic, patriarchal fascists. There's plenty of them that aren't. A lot of them actually care about what the word republic means. Right? Right? You know, a lot of them care about what the word republic means, and they're not ignoring that for Trumpism and the religion of God Emperor Trump. There's a disgusting amount of people who want God Emperor Trump to rule over them and like have their babies, which is weird to me.
Did I snort?
Yeah, listen, that's weird to me, bro. You go to their rallies and they're like, yeah, hey, I'll take Trump as a dictator instead of Biden for goddamn 4 years. Let's go, Brandon. I'm like, y'all are really like, that's imbecilic, bro. Like, Biden is literally like a George Bush to me. It's not even. Like, I don't know, he's an establishment person. Wasn't even that surprising to me as much as they're like, genocide Joe. I'm like, it was genocide Obama. It was genocide Bush. It was genocide whatever.
Roosevelt, don't matter.
America's been genociding for generations. This isn't some new concept that is surprising to me. I'm down to rally behind the angry people and call all of our previous presidents genocidal. Cool, now what?
Yeah.
I accept that. Now what? Yeah. Are you going to now accept a guy who's somehow genocidal and a fascist? And actively saying he wants to be a dictator and actively saying he doesn't care about the few threads of our democracy still holding us together? Because like that's what he's doing. He's literally saying, I don't care about the Constitution. Here's what I believe it should be. I don't care about the Supreme Court. Here's what I believe it should be. So I'll put in my guys to change it to what I want.
Do you care about freedom, bro?
He doesn't actually care about freedom.
We got 2 cases of freedom right behind you.
My man's unprepared. Be a Second Amendment supporter. But beyond that, like, listen, like I just really want people to really, really, truly remember after the Civil War, during the Civil War, the country was split into 2 countries. Like, we had to reconstruct ourselves to make a new country. The Confederacy rebuilt itself to make a new country and was prepared to then live out that new life after the Civil War. They happened to lose, but they had restructured the South over like half a decade, actually over the decade, and then over Reconstruction. That was a second country. They had new laws. They had states' rights over big. So in making those vagrancy laws, black codes, in making those laws, they've been slowly making a second country in the South. And we can clearly see, look at any of those like map pages on X or Instagram or Facebook where it's like intriguing maps, cool maps, whatever. They'll show you weird things where it's like, where the South, where black neighborhoods are, where white neighborhoods are, where racism happens, where crime happens. And you can very clearly see it almost always is racism, prejudice, segregation, red. All these things are in the deep South, in the little southeastern quarter of America. And the rest of almost all of America is like a lot of blue, a lot of education, a lot of democracy, a lot of, this is what we were trying to do when we said we're a democracy, which is like vote things for the betterment of everyone. But instead, we're stuck in the deep South where we have a secondary country actively still trying to rise again. We actively have KKK members marching the streets. We actively have white nationalists, actively have Nazis marching streets. You know, and as much as people are like, oh, well, it's not that many of them. I don't know. It was like 60 dudes.
Yeah.
So let's just times an average family amount for each of them. Let's just say it's the guy and then maybe 2 adjacent people that believe what they think. So out of 60, that's what is, I don't know, 180 guys. Like that's a lot of people, and that's only the ones who are in that area. Able to rally, you know, can get work off to go do that rally. How many people are still in the midst of our country believe that and are just like, I got my 9 to 5.
Right.
I can't get out to join that rally, but I got my 9 to 5. They're still here. The KKK numbered in the millions.
Facts.
I don't know. People forget that. That was only 100 years ago, like that they numbered in the millions. So I don't think they're gone. I don't think that influence is somehow dissipated, like BPAB. I'll call him BPAB to not directly oust him, but like Mans is an idiot arguing with me on like Facebook about like Black history, and he's the same type of concept. I'm like, bro,
buddy,
yeah, he's ignoring.
I know you're talking about, yeah.
Vivid and real experience.
I'll tell you
on Facebook. I gotta show you later. Got another conversation where I'm like,
what's the guy's name? Or don't.
I'll text you later. Yeah. Sorry.
Was this in the comment section?
Oh yeah, it was like Ashton got on it too. Actually, it was like, brother,
Ashton loves arguing on Facebook. I don't know why. I don't know why. Was it with?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I remember looking at that and I was like, "Ooh, comments."
Yay! Yeah. Nah, I feel you.
Yeah.
And every single sentence he uttered is completely void of any understanding of Black history.
He's just spewing back what he heard.
He's spewing white history of America.
Yeah.
And he has no concept of Black history.
He has melanin. How does he not have any?
No. He went to the military and was lighter than Black, and so was able to believe, I'm immigrant, thus not Black, thus I can move forward.
The military changes you, man.
Military does that.
Daniel eats raw, like rare steak now.
That's true.
He's the cow still moving.
He's a
beast.
Crazy. He's a beast.
It's crazy.
It does that. Yeah. But you have to be careful about that indoctrination. There is a lot of... because we are brotherhood, because there's that camaraderie, we don't see color.
Yeah, cap.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair. We have vastly different backgrounds, vastly different understandings of where we're from. And no, I don't want in the field a white dude who has hated Black people all his life. I don't want to take the chance of going, is he in this moment going to save his white friend instead of me because he doesn't like Black people? Was he indoctrinated enough into I don't see color, and will he actually save me, or is he still a bit racist from literally America being a racist country? Sorry.
I get it. This message has been approved by... No, I'm just joking.
LOL. Oh, also, all y'all, be aware of the word DEI being used instead of the N-word now.
Man, it's so bad.
Please be aware of it, because now they get to just claim that for any person.
Go ahead, get it out.
In any position.
It out. This is your episode to get it out.
Sorry. Yeah. It's a lot.
Get it out.
It's a lot. It's annoying, bro. It's because it's happening.
I made it political for you,
Trey,
bro.
for those that don't know, what's DEI?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion. It is now being... It was a movement like started in most schools and like colleges and universities and like places of employment and like the military and like...
I saw the comment section for this too.
Thank you, right? Like every iteration of like, oh, hey, white people used to dominate this because they like stopped other people from being in this position for centuries. So now we're attempting to diversify, add some equality and equity, and maybe include the people who weren't allowed to be in these fields for years.
I'd also like to add that DEI doesn't mean they just place you in there because you're Black or because you're brown or because you're Asian, because whatever. You actually has to still be qualified.
You're going to be qualified.
You still have to have the skills to do the thing.
Yeah.
Or you still have to have the the marks, the records, the grades, the academic prowess to get into the school.
Yeah, and you have enough.
You still have to be good. They're not just throw you in there.
Oh no, you have enough people saying that DEI means you are of melanin. Thus, here is your job. That's not disturbing, how that works. Disgusting, and a leftover era of Jim Crow mentality. How dare a black person think or brown person think that they are able or sufficient enough in learning a skill to be on par with a white person? And they're saying the quiet part out loud. They're not going to say that white men are literally all DEI hires and have been
low key
all of America's history. Last I checked, they chose themselves to be in positions of power. How many presidents were white men? How many senators and congressmen were white men? How long were apparently like women expected to be chefs, but now white men are the main chefs in our country? Again, weird. That's weird. That is weird. White men told everyone that they are the leading cause of everything for centuries in our country. And now that every other person is like, actually, we can do this stuff too, they're taking our jobs.
They took our jobs.
That's weird to me. Also, I've never heard any white person be mad that a Hispanic person took their landscaping job. Right. I've never actually heard of that in my life. So
I don't know that I have seen a white landscaper where I live. I don't know that I have seen one. I lie. I only see them because they work for the city.
All right, yeah, I'll allow that. Yeah.
But the private company?
No private companies.
I don't know that I've ever seen a white landscaper.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw one on YouTube. There's one on YouTube.
That's fair. There's several on YouTube.
Maybe not. I don't know if I've seen one in Florida. I'm sure they exist.
No, they're there. They gotta be.
They're like unicorns.
Unicorns.
I'm sure they exist. I've just never seen one. Yeah, now that you say that. Yeah. Momo, how are you going to deal with your one uncle who thinks that Trump should be like the president and change things during dinner and like Christmas?
Oh, you have an uncle like that too? Oh my God.
Same. No, she doesn't. I'm just asking a generic question.
Same.
I know
Uncle Eddie
that it's not a good practice of they're old and they're not gonna change.
Yeah.
And I don't feel comfortable having that conversation of these are human rights.
Right.
These are what people can.
These are unalienable rights.
Like it's not we have like a difference of opinion. Like human rights aren't an opinionated thing. So like, because I don't think I have the mental capacity to try to educate grown people who should have been educated, but like they weren't.
Well, no, they were.
Indoctrinated is what they were.
Talk to them.
It's that like, I don't know, church indoctrination that like there's a lot of like women rights things and like
mad
LGBTQ plus things that like they're set in their ways. They are not gonna change. So I've gotten to be an expert of changing the subject.
Nice.
Because it's like I'm not gonna argue with that. Left. It's not my job to educate you.
Yeah.
It is a huge responsibility to educate people.
It is.
And I'll take it in stride if I think someone is like they're ignorant, they mean no harm, and they're willing to change. They simply haven't heard the conversation. And then that's something that I'm like,
you can work with that.
Okay, so there's this thing where like women want their own rights for reproduction, and like,
wow, what?
Yeah. I don't think men should be making that decision on whether or not, and then they're like, oh,
this is news to me.
That's insane.
Didn't know that women wanted those rights. Like,
Yep.
I'll have that conversation.
Yeah,
but if it's like
there will be a pushback sometimes.
Hey, Peepaw, like these people don't care about black people. Like,
that's absurd. That's just not happening in the country.
I don't know how to sugarcoat it.
Racism's not real.
Racism's not real, man.
Yeah,
because it's like leaps and bounds different than like the type of racism that they knew. And I do want to give them some credit that is like they didn't know what a microaggression was. Like they don't. If you're not being blatantly racist, they don't clock it.
Yeah.
I have a question on kind of segueing from that. How do you any of y'all, you two, how do y'all deal with the people who then say that black people are just victimizing themselves and just making themselves the victim?
Bro, they used to eat us.
Yeah, so, I'm trying to get y'all to say it so I don't take it. I'm going forever about this. I'm trying to get y'all to talk about it so I don't just rant on it. how do y'all deal with it? How do you feel about people who say, other cultures and races, they find their own way, they pull themselves up by their bootstraps, but black people victimize themselves, make themselves a victim.
We built this shit, bro. Listen, there's a thing called systematic racism, and there's also a thing called white privilege, and there's also a thing called Jim Crow. I'll come to that Jim Crow one later. Systematic racism is exactly that. It's ingrained racism that built the country. Because when the country was built, black people ain't had no rights for real. We was in the fields. We were property. We were fodder. We were sold, bought, treated terribly. Listen, I've watched so many like documentaries on like slavery and how things were back then. Horrendous stuff. To think that people are just gonna get over it is absolutely insane. Absurd. Especially when it's not over.
It's fresh. It's recent.
It's not over also because it's still, some people still have that mentality. People who have ancestors who own slaves are still alive, and all that was passed down. That mentality was passed down.
There are people who can talk about knowing their grandparent who lived through slavery, and like
people who still own their plantations that passed down from family to family.
Plantations are being used as prison labor yards right now,
or as a wedding venue.
Crazy.
That was weird.
Yeah,
that was weird.
So when people tell black people victimizing themselves, it's because we are victims. We have been victimized by other people. Now, America provides the opportunity to pull yourself up by your bootstraps or whatever and do your best and go forward gung-ho and work hard and do this, but there are still barriers in place so you don't get too good, so you don't get too successful, or you don't ever forget that you're not white.
Yeah, I'd be there, man.
These things still exist. So we're not victimizing ourselves. We have been victims. Now there's some things that we can just forget about, but it's not going to go away.
I also feel like other people are allowed to be victims. And
Except
like,
us,
we're not, like, we're told to get, it's so long ago. And it's like, we still talk about like the Confederacy. Like, it's just.
They're still waving Confederate flags.
That's right.
In marches. Right? Like, they're actively still waving the flags of the people who tried to and were actively fighting for the continuation
What's
of slavery.
That flag on Dukes of Hazzard?
That's the Confederate one. That is on the top of the car. That is the Confederate flag. Like,
that's an American classic, by the way.
American classic. People loved it. Loved it. There's a bunch of Clint Eastwood movies where he was playing as a Confederate. And
sucks too, because I love Clint Eastwood.
Love the dude, but he just was.
It's not just a role, my friend.
He's a good director.
It's not just a role.
Annoyingly, man he was fighting for it. So it is a very documented part of our culture.
Yeah.
It's not making up the facts. We directly see where this,
and it's hard. It's hard to translate to other people because they don't live this life.
Yeah,
and they don't think about, like, they don't have like thoughts about things. For example, I don't see myself ever calling the police unless it's a diehard emergency, and I can't do anything.
We have no desire for that.
We'll let the people around
our house do that.
Ever. If I can't figure it out, I'll call a family member before I call the police.
Really, like, stress about. I don't think I've ever had to call the police
ever.
And we had a situation a couple weeks ago where we had to. And I'm like, I mean, like, do I? Is it like?
Right. Can we survive?
It's not like. Well, it's like, oh, should we call? I'm like, it's not really like dire.
Right.
I just don't, because I feel like when you call, there is that chance of like, is this dire?
Yeah.
Are you willing to be like, because you don't know who's coming up. We could get the nicest people in the world.
Sure.
But like, I'm not a gambling person. So like, I put myself in situations where I don't try to need to.
Yeah.
Or like, is there anyone else do we have somebody's direct contact?
Come on.
Like, we ended up calling the detective instead.
Nice.
But like, it was just, there's so many people who like don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Of
thinking twice, 3 times, 4 times.
Right.
Before
like
calling for help.
Yeah.
Because it might not be help. It may be the end of you.
It may be worse. Yeah. You're calling a gun to the scene.
We just saw it recently.
Oh. I should say you're calling a gun to the scene and you're hoping that the brain attached to the gun is like mentally stable.
Right.
In the moment. Like, that's what you're hoping, man.
Yeah.
And secondarily, you're hoping that he at least, I'm not gonna lie. Like I see a black cop, I feel different. I definitely feel
better or worse.
I feel better. Okay. Like I do.
I feel like
more
because they can clock how I'm feeling. Like that I'm unsettled right now, but I'm probably a bit more settled. But like I'm still scared.
I'm still unsettled because there's a cop here. Right. I am worried.
Yeah, they're also part of like the
structure, but there's a much higher chance they will probably, hopefully, understand why I have that worry and then want to do their job in role of appeasing that. Yeah. And then
calming everything down.
The is, and then de-escalating, then seeing what the problem is. They'll probably do a better job of de-escalating.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I might call you before I call a cop, bro.
But we here.
I need you to just hop in the Lexus.
Y'all let me know something going down. Yeah. The Stinson household will rise.
I'm like 25 minutes down the street.
Bro, we there.
Bring a case of freedom with you.
We there, brother.
You feel me?
I sound like an ammunition commercial out here. Listen.
I'm just saying, some people don't have to think twice before
they call the cops. You know what I'm saying? The ammunition commercials have me patriotic as that, bro. I was ready.
Yeah. Oh, ammunition. Oh, that takes me back. That takes me back. I saw a gun show posted the other day. I might go to that.
I hit it up, man. I'm interested to see what they about right now.
Might go to that.
I'd be about it.
Yeah. How important do politics have to be in your friendships? Or what kind of role does it play in your friendships?
It has been more and more important, and I think there are certain flashpoints in politics that make you have to check in more with your friends about their view on politics. Because I know right now, in the last maybe 3 months, because of we're funding the murder of like thousands of people. Like I'm not gonna say it is incorrect to say I don't care about your opinion on Israel doing what Israel and fighting for their own sovereignty. Are you an American who cares about our money? Why do you accept that we are sending billions elsewhere and we know they're killing people? Versus you also are complaining about like healthcare, universal income, universal education. Like they will be mad that you want to help our society and then be like, how dare you say we shouldn't kill other people in other societies thousands of miles away. Right. Like you can't make me believe that America doesn't have the resources to support itself right now. You cannot make me believe that. Our country is too large. We have an enormous country.
The rebuttal is that America has to keep its alliances tight.
That's insane. We have almost all of Europe that we could ally with. We have almost all of Africa that we could choose to ally with. We have a lot of Asia we could choose to ally with. But instead, because we are keeping this like weird false bravado with literally like only 2 or 3 other countries that are our allies, like I guarantee Israel is not the fighting strength of all of Europe and NATO and the UN. Like it's not. Pretty small. So anyone who tries to use we have to keep our allies, y'all sound like crusaders right now. Because I'm sorry, I go back to the 1013. Europe was nowhere in the Middle East, and randomly, suddenly, the Pope is like, "We will take back our holy land." In reality, they wanted access. That's how he sounded. Yeah. They wanted access to the resources of that area. If Europe won that area, they wanted to move down and take access to the Red Sea. If they had access to the Red Sea, that means they have access to the Arabian Ocean, Indian Ocean. If they have access to the Indian Ocean, that means they have access to all vessels that have to go through the Mediterranean. That is an insane amount of money and revenue you're getting from these. Why are we doing the same thing 1,000 years later? Right. Why are we having the exact same battle 1,000 years later where we are trying to, you see our allies in Israel. We also have allies in Africa and Europe and Middle East. We had allies there. They were working with, if you're a Trump supporter, literally Trump supporters like, yeah, we were making progress with our enemies over there. Okay. Why are we negating that now then? Why are we acting like I don't know. It's weird. Like they want to support the destruction, or not the destruction, the combat against the allies that they were saying and proud of Trump arguing for. I don't know. It's contradictory to me. I don't know where their actual conversations are. They don't seem actually patriotic to me. They don't actually seem like people who care about America's success at all. They're worried too much about these other countries' success, using the proxy of, our allies. All of NATO was attempting to ally with us. We could ally with a supreme amount of African countries, but instead We're focusing all of our resources, billions of dollars into the Middle East. Why aren't we working with West African countries? Why isn't Liberia as well known as an ally to us by now? If that was where we were like, yes, African Americans can go back to Africa. We're going to try and invest into making a new. Why aren't we super allied with them right? I don't know.
I'd like to say that this question was about friendship.
My bad.
It was.
I'm bringing it back to your question.
Yeah, please do.
I would say that, when you're younger, you're allowed to be very ignorant and you make friends on things that you like versus anything that's important. But as you get older, you no longer have that privilege of ignorance. Well. And you have to start reevaluating your friendships. I'm not saying that you're not allowed to have friends that have differing viewpoints. I think that's better for you to so that you're grounded as a person. But once again, those viewpoints can't be my civil rights. You shouldn't be I can't be friends with someone who is okay with the unapologetic murdering of Black people. It's just because it's are you seeing me as a friend, and do you recognize that I am Black? Or are you oh, I don't see color, you're just Momo? And it's I'm not just Momo. I'm a Black person, and if you have a problem seeing me that way,
that's an issue.
That's your problem. It's not I shouldn't have to change how you perceive me. But if it makes you feel icky to realize that I am a Black human with autonomy, and I care when other Black people are killed, maybe you should too.
Right.
But if I have to hold a grown person's hand and lead them to the answer to that conversation,
they will be mad at you.
It's not a friendship that I'm willing to save. And also no one wants to be called a bad person. And I feel they get really defensive on it's oh, so you're saying, I'm not saying that you're a bad person. I'm saying that you are allowed to be ignorant and I'm not.
Back to Mundo. That's a fact. 100%. Listen, you can have different views. We just might not hang out that much.
Dude, if I feel like you're
I probably won't be in the group chat.
Right? If I feel like you're a person who would have given me up if Nazis walked in and they're like, hey man, so is there anyone under your basement? I don't know. I feel like there's right now we're seeing the distinction of people who would let the Nazis kill you. Yeah. We're seeing the distinction of people who would help the slave patrols find you, who would give you up on the Underground Railway because you're going against America's status quo. Sure. Right now, that's happening. The people who are how dare you say Trump is blah, blah, blah. He is literally saying, I would give cops immunity. Do you know that that's what was happening with the KKK in the South after the Civil War? That's what Jim Crow is about. Giving cops immunity. Allowing the elected officials to have immunity in official acts. That was the entirety of why Jim Crow happened, why apartheid happened in America, why genocide happened in America. The reason the Trail of Tears happened, we decided that we cannot be in trouble for murdering and genociding the Native American population.
What type of role or how important would you say social media is in all this? It is the
most important aspect of the discussion happening right now because it did not exist to the same regard at any other point in history.
Yeah, this is tough.
And so many people are now able to see and I don't want to say be indoctrinated, but be swayed by political opinions within a day. They can learn 2, 3, 4 dozen different political opinions, go on rabbit holes on every single one of them, and just I choose the one that they ascribe to. Yeah. And none of that was deep conversation. I
think that with something like TikTok and how the algorithm works, you could end up getting indoctrinated and not realize it because TikTok shows you things that it thinks you want to see. So if you watch one too many videos on certain political points, especially how the pipeline of gamers to alt-right is it's a hop and a skip away.
Facts. Very strong.
And people don't realize that they're getting indoctrinated because they think that this is oh, everybody has this opinion because it shows you videos of like-minded individuals. Yep. So you think more and more people share that same opinion versus this is so much more dangerous than when you were on YouTube because you had to search a video and you could see the title of the video, you could see the tags and you can see the intended audience versus it's seeking its audience. And I feel like with younger kids, the attention span's very short, and they can take these political videos in like minute bites
really quick,
but they're like very dangerous opinions.
Yeah.
In little minute snippets.
And they'll turn them into facts. That's what happened a lot. People
they just have to say it like a fact. No one, people don't Google anymore. And that was like a huge issue.
Massive issue still.
And now if you Google, the first thing you're getting is an AI generated answer.
Yes.
And it doesn't know how to filter if this was satire.
Nope. Right.
So it's giving you incorrect answers. So for the few that do Google, they're getting the wrong answer.
Yeah. Do your research. Don't listen to this podcast for research. I'll tell you right now.
Please research.
This is not the research pod. I do not research. Sometimes I do. But I do not research for real. Do your own research.
On the fly.
On the fly.
Fact checks.
Get your own factual political opinions or life opinions. Don't get them from here. Still listen, but don't get them from here. I'll tell you right now, social media has this way of making things feel like fact because they show it to you a lot. Yeah. I remember one time I saw this one like red pill video, red pill guys, and on YouTube Shorts. I'm just like, he's one of those who's like, oh, that's crazy. And you just scroll through. Man, for the next week and a half, just straight red pill. I'm like, why am I getting all of these? I saw one video. Relax.
Yeah, you were like curious about one thing.
You watched it too long.
You watched it too long.
And 60 seconds too long.
Yep.
If I catch myself watching a video too long and I'm like, oh, this is going to fuck up my life.
Several times.
I'll go back. I'll block the person.
Nice.
Not going to be my problem.
I can't even judge that. Like annoyingly, there's actually now like almost an anxiety when watching something. You're like, oh my God, I don't want this to be on my algorithm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do I not even feel comfortable scrolling? Like they actually make you want to scroll faster now because you don't want to end up looking at the wrong things to get the wrong ads because of the wrong
It's kind of crazy how things
That's
evolved.
a new level of anxiety.
Some Black Mirror crap. They know you have a low attention span.
Yeah.
And so they force you to change where your attention goes. I don't know.
Maybe because I'm a geriatric. I've been watching like 50-minute videos on things that
Luckily,
I like.
I don't have that anxiety.
Yeah.
No.
When I'm doom scrolling, my brain is turned off.
I don't brain off scroll.
I don't care what shows up on
all my algorithms are just sports and like it's just soccer and cars. That's all I'm into right now. Just soccer and cars.
Yeah, but
so much armor. And
in terms of social media, like that, I'm more on the negative opinion because social media is getting weaponized more and more.
It is.
It's the political landscape right now has become a powder keg to where there's the most viewed and shared and things like that are essentially opinions and topics on like opposite extremes. Like it's really hard to get like a unbiased, I don't want to say unbiased, but like a balanced. See, now I'm even worried about what I say because
I'm clipping it up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I got you. Like, I don't want to say, like, I'm worried right now if I say something might be taken out of context or
it will.
I'm like,
every time.
I'm like, am I going to get roasted for this? Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now it's just the way I feel. The political landscape is such a powder keg to where there's just two extremes that are just being pitted against each other. And
I feel that.
And the problem is, like you said, the way social media is presenting them as if they're facts. Right now, in my head, the way I see like American political structure is like there's like two parallel worlds. Like we diverge and there's two sets of reality and facts.
I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Whether you believe one or the other has come to the point, and this is a little bit on the point of talking with your friends or just having political discourse and discussion in general. I, for one, try to avoid it just because it's become too extreme to the point where not no one, but most people don't have that open mind to listen to the other side. And would just get offended or angry or just argue for the sake of arguing.
Facts. I mean, most people don't have a fact. They just have they just have a talking point that they heard.
That's the biggest thing I'm worried about.
No one can give you a fact.
Dude, I'll let you know right now. A lot of the times when I have the discussions on the on Facebook, whatever, dude, I'll give maybe one or two messages where I'm like, let me give all the evidence, things I believe, right quick as to why. So my point after that, and they're still like, well, YouTube, here's exactly where I saw the fact, how I saw the fact, the exact person who was saying it, why it was. Let me go find the article right now. I don't need to say anything else because we can research it. There are people who have already written whole articles about the things we're discussing. And a lot of the times I'm like, just research it a bit more. We could do it in the conversation right now. I will link what I just researched for you. Why are you even still talking out your ass? Like, just research the thing we're talking about. If you believe in that and strongly, then show me the facts, how you learned it.
I would much rather have a fact-based discussion than an opinion-based
discussion. Because every time we're going to actually get somewhere.
Because we're getting nowhere with our opinions.
Yeah, and like, oh my God, it just pissed me off. So my dude's throwing out statistics. And I'm like, you're not even using the statistics right.
Yeah.
Main one he wants to throw out as a main talking point. Well, black people commit 51% of violent crimes.
The proportion.
Interesting that they ignore that white men commit almost every other crime at the highest rate.
Because there's more.
So somehow, black people are also the highest reported, highest on death row, interesting that in a country that hated them for centuries, put them and corralled them into red line communities, had a war on drugs, had a war on crime. Interesting that they're going to arrest the people they hate the most more. Interesting. Because we have the statistics to prove that crime happens at the exact same rate amongst all people. But in America, white men are committing almost all crimes at the highest. Black men are blamed for, wrongly also, the most, for violent crimes. So I'm leaving it alone. I guess.
Listen, I agree with Victor. I don't like black people either.
Wait, what? No, wait, hold on. Wait.
And when Trey said death to America,
I felt that.
Right.
What is happening?
Yeah, I was with them.
My Habibi, this is all I said. Comrade, please. The revolution will not be televised, please. My friend. Not like this. It was only one time, bro. You can't be saying that loudly. It was maybe twice, but whatever. I don't know.
See, good thing no one else clips this but me.
Thank you.
Imagine they clipped up. I don't like black people. Black person.
That's what they said. I didn't say that personally. Except the clip is not.
We can go on forever because
don't clip
politics.
Don't clip it.
But I don't.
I love a part 2, bro. I'll bring up foreign affairs.
Oh, foreign affairs. There will be politics part 2. I did this for Trey because I love him.
Thank you. I love you, dude.
I know he wanted to talk about.
I did. Please vote, y'all.
Politics. Vote for Trey, mayor of
LOL
of Davis, Florida. Listen, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, what's the other one?
Independent.
Green Party, yeah.
None of that matters to me. Listen to the pod.
I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
Wear your ears, bro. It's that pod.
Support the pod. Follow us at a lot
Make
about nothing.
sure you listen to the pod.
Yeah, man.
If you listen to it, you won't have to listen to any other pod ever again.
You heard it
make
from
sure you subscribe and follow.
Yeah. You heard it from the commander-in-chief himself.
I'm dead.
You know what I'm saying? This part will be out. The audio will be out on Thursday. I promised Thursday, so I'll get you Thursday. The audio will be out on Thursday, and the video hopefully Friday, depending on what type of time I got going on. I might be doing another book soon. I hate that dude's book, by the way.
Yeah, same.
Sucks.
I understand it's rough.
To edit.
It's really tough.
I hated it.
I'm very
sorry. I don't want to see it again.
I understand.
But I might have to.
Yeah.
Because Shell needs a context editor.
I understand. I'm not even judging, bro. I feel it.
That thing took over my life. I was so I felt like I couldn't do nothing. That's another story. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Sorry we went away for so long. It might happen again. I'm not gonna hold you. We're adults. We just have lives. All right. I just told you I'm a decision making stage. I'm building stuff. All right. But hopefully we'll see you another week or so. I'm in Atlanta soon, by the way. We'll see you another week or so. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If it was too political or too old, it's fine. Just share it with your older friends. Right? YouTube.com/lotaboutnothing or lotaboutnothing.com. Yes. lotaboutpod.com. It'll be on there. All our episodes, all our YouTube videos are on that website. Please go to the website. I pay a lot of money for it. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you, Momo, for coming.
Thanks
I miss
for
you so
having.
much. You look so great. You're so nice. I can't believe it. Sports girl, go yay. There's a lot about nothing. Thank you for listening. Peace.
Jenny.